Hey everyone, my name's Mackenzie. I'm the founder of Grad Jobs, helping students and grads all over the world to get cool jobs. And I'm here today with Amrutha. How you going?
Hello, how are you?
I am very, very well. How are you?
I'm good. Not too bad. Yeah,
Fantastic. Thanks for coming today. I know you're super busy at the moment, so it means a lot.
yeah, it's my pleasure. Happy to help.
Thank you. And so, what are you doing at the moment for work?
So I've started my data analyst role with Department of Jobs, Precincts and Regions with Victoria Government. It's been 2 months working. So far, so good, and learning new things every day. It's pretty challenging, but this is what I wanted to do, so no complaints.
Fantastic. Yeah, it does sound like they're working you hard.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
we were saying before, it's sometimes people have this this idea that government jobs are really chill and relaxed, and
Yeah.
personally, I've found that to be the case sometimes, but not others, and I think you found it a bit different.
Yeah, definitely. So I do want to talk about that because when I got this offer, I had like two offers. So when I was discussing with people, okay, one is government and the other one is this private one. People were like, okay, government is all good, security, job security, everything is there, but you don't really get to learn or, do much. So why don't you go to a private one where you use the cool technologies and everything? Thank God I didn't listen and I just made my own decision to, end up with government. But that is not what it is. Like they have all the cool technologies and tools, and it's not laid back or pretty chill. They take their work very seriously. And there will be requests coming from minister's office. You just have to get onto it and do the work. And it's mostly they do follow agile practices. So there's every 2 weeks there will be sprints and everything. And I'm learning a lot like from day one. And the thing is, we have a very nice people. They just trust you with so many things and let you work on it. So my first assignment or the work I got was on the very third day. So even though I didn't know the background or the system properly, they handed over the data and they asked me what to do. I was able to complete that, and that gave me like some knowledge in the system. And yeah, the stories are never ending like that, one after the other, one after the other. It just kept coming, and I'm very busy in that work. So it's definitely not what people think.
That's awesome, though. It sounds like, I mean, taxpayers would like to hear this. Like, wow, it's efficient.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm just telling everyone over there, like, no, people do work here. They don't sit and waste time. We have a lot of things going on our mind. I don't know about other departments, but especially the tech and data analytics people, they put a lot of uh, effort into it to get the real insights out of the data because we don't get always organized data. We just get all forms and we are the ones who are responsible to make it a meaningful insight. So I would say we are working, you are in our safe hands, your data and everything.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. And you talked before about having, so you got two offers and you were evaluating them.
Yeah.
Could you give us any more information or insight into how you made your decision? Because I thought it was quite interesting.
Yeah, so uh, the first one I got it in around May. The government was the later one. I had fixed my mind, okay, this is a very big organization and I have a lot because the interviewers were very supportive. And the role which I actually interviewed for was given to somebody else. And then they just got back thinking that they really liked me and they created one more position in her team or something. And then she offers like, awesome, like people do remember you and they just come back and offering you a position. It's kind of a big deal for me at that point of time. I had pretty much fixed my mind, and then I got this offer. So it was a very confusing time for me whether this or not. Obviously, money is not the only factor when it comes to job like choosing. I know it's an important factor, but the other one was like much higher than this. But the work you do and the people you interact with matters a lot. So I got a lot of assurance with my current job, like the roles and responsibilities were uh, like listed out very clearly, and she was happy to chat with me whenever like I required even the slightest doubt. She cleared, and we had like pretty much 30 minutes call like 3 4 times after the offer also. And yeah, that's when I decided, okay, this is good for me being a data analyst. And all the technologies she said that I'll be working on, that was easier because with the other job I did not get that much information, what tools and technology I'll be using and what type of data I'll be handling. That was kind of confidential at that point of time, and I do understand, I completely understand. But here I was given a clear picture what exactly I'll be doing, so that made my decision easier. And yeah, even if it's a little lesser than that, the pay, I was, and also about the job security, I wanted to choose this one. So yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. And did your the hiring manager or your manager have any influence over your decision? The type of person they were, or
The current one.
mm,
So actually, the best thing was this was not a hiring manager. She was actually a director of that particular department. So she knew what exactly she was doing and what kind of person she wanted in her team. It's a pretty chill environment, and people are nice. They're awesome. I mean, they know what they're doing, to be honest. Even with such very less experience, they are doing great things. So it's real. When I went to the interview, only I interacted with three people of the same team. So I knew they're very, very talented, and this is the place where I learned a lot of things. That guarantee was there during the interview itself. So that also a factor like that influenced me to take up this job.
so would you say it was kind of your decision was trading off that uh, basically the money
Mhm.
for the potential growth and the clarity around the
Exactly.
job
Yeah.
and the clarity around the environment?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, there was like no comparison between the money. That the other one was on the very higher end any day. But then you also have to look at things when you're starting out your career. You have to end up in a right place. I'm not saying that was not a right place. It's just that the more security and confidence I got with this job, because the way they communicated with you. Uh, uh, on the other hand, there I was just offered an offer and everything. Further, I had no communication that well. Like I was not aware whom to contact and ask questions. It was all the very basic and generic answers I got. Here I got it in very detail. So I think that is important for everyone. Like what you're going to do in this job, how well the growth is. It's not just this. Okay, suppose I don't like my work after a year. I just want to switch. So I need to know what are the skills that I'm taking away from this particular job. Will that help my next job interview? Will this particular job? That was again the thing in my mind that was going on. So this helped me, to be honest. So yeah, that is important when compared to money. Another factor is this is my first IT job in Australia. So uh, things are different, pretty much how you work back home and here. The culture is different. So the working style is also different. So you need to adjust to all these things, and it's important for you to know all these things. So that is why I made my decision as this one.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember that process quite clearly. You were really trying to figure out what's the best move,
Yeah.
and there were quite competitive offers, quite two pretty impressive organizations, I guess, each in their own right.
Yeah.
Sounds like you made a good call.
Yeah, I don't regret that at all. After working for 2 months, I know I made the best decision.
Awesome. And I'm sure people watching this are going to be interested in what kind of tools and technologies are you using day to day?
Okay, so the programming language I'm working on is Python. It's giving a lot of exposure. I was like intermediate level. Now I'm kind of moving towards advanced level. That is what it is required here. And then we have I'm working on AWS Cloud, S3, and all that. And we have tools like Airtable, many other tools which are like new. I'm currently getting onto it, and also we have Salesforce CRM that as well I'm working on. So these are the different areas that I'm getting exposed to, which like I was not exposed to before. Like programming language, yes, and few other skills, yes. But here, you are put into all different areas, and day to day you're learning one after the other, like many things. So yeah, that's how it is.
And what do you think made you the standout choice for this role? Because I imagine there were quite a few potential or candidates
Yeah,
to choose from.
yeah. When she called, like she said, you are our preferred candidate, and we would really like that if you take this job. And when I actually said like, okay, I have been offered with another position, another role, so I need to think. She just went above and beyond to give the clarity. And I still remember it was like a huge mail she sent out, like why she want me in this particular team. She just spoke about my leadership skills and the way I spoke with them, and they thought that I'm actually a fit into those team, like and the roles and responsibilities I had in my previous role when I worked back home and all that. And obviously the technical skills, the way I could articulate solutions to their questions, I could link with it. When she asked about pipelining of models, I just took up my uni example and my previous work example. How do you do the data wrangling? So these are all the different areas that she evaluated, and she really liked me and her team as well. So yeah, that's how it is.
Awesome. So she actually, that's pretty rare. So she basically sent you an email explaining why you were selected.
Yes, exactly. And I don't think anybody would do that. I've not heard that many people saying something like this, because we had a phone call. Like she told me that I'm her preferred candidate or whatever for the role. And then I said, okay, I need to think about it. And then she went back, and like within few hours, I got a huge mail. I mean, I was so moved, and I'm very grateful to her that she actually did that, even with her busy schedule. I mean, if someone is at the director role, they would have a lot of things going on. And at the time, she was managing both manager and director role. So she took out her time and made everything so clear. So yeah, that was pretty nice, and it was a good gesture according to me. So yeah.
Seems
this is important. Yeah.
Seems like she persuaded you pretty well.
Kind of, yes.
That's awesome. That sounds really good. Like you made a good decision. Sounds like a very nice person as well.
She is definitely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. And yeah, where should we go next? What do you think people want to hear?
Maybe like when I graduated and how the search was and how Grad's job helped. I think we are missing out on that.
Yeah, we can. We'll do that. We'll let you can guide the the interview. How about that? So
Okay.
you graduated. When was it?
November 17th. Yeah.
21?
No, I think December. Yeah, December I graduated. So
21,
November.
right?
Sorry.
2021?
2021. Yeah. Okay, so my final exams got over in November, and December I finally graduated. Due to Christmas and all, like I really didn't concentrate much on job applications. And since my last semester was pretty hectic with all the projects and teammates and all the things were going on, I really did not focus on jobs at that time. Probably if I had focused more, probably in 2 3 months before graduating or something, could have ended up something later, but I wouldn't regret one bit of it. I feel this journey was important, and to know where I am today and to value every day's work, because I don't want to complain anything, because I know what it takes to be here. So yeah, December I graduated, as I was saying, and then couldn't apply much, or even the things I applied, I was not getting any response, because one thing can be Christmas vacations. People not will be usually into hiring that much. Like I've heard that, and that is what something I experienced as well. And from Jan, like again, I started applying. Jan mid, I was trying to reach out to people whoever was possible, like, and send out my resumes. But somewhere I felt something was missing. So that's when I had a call with you, Jan 31st, the first call. And then we had that half an hour strategy session, what needs to be done. And things you pointed out was maybe the problem is with resume, because the profile is good but not getting any calls. So there's something is missing in resume, and also how you need to showcase your LinkedIn. And that time my LinkedIn had nothing in it, very basic information. It was not as powerful as it looks today. So yeah. And then after I had a call with you, I don't know, you are like some lucky charm to people, I guess. I just got interview call from two different companies. So yeah, I just decided to carry on with the interviews. That process went on till 2 months, Feb and March, both of them. One was for the graduate role, and another one for the data analyst role. Uh, the graduate role interview, everything went fine, but I did not hear from them at all. Even after 3 weeks, 4 weeks, even after multiple follow up mails, I did not hear back. And then another one with the data analyst role, I had like 2 rounds, one with HR and one with technical team. And then they proceeded me to the third round of technical, where they gave me an assignment. The first part was based on SQL, and the second part was based on some analysis you have to do, and you give your idea. They were pretty impressed with the SQL part, but they were expecting something more from the analysis part. So that's where I lost that. And then in March, it's like back to square one. No companies coming, no calls happening, nothing. So that's when I'm like, okay, this something is missing here, and I really need someone to guide me in this. That was like pretty frustrating, because you see your friends just getting job in weeks right after they graduating. And I know my friend, one of my friend who just got job in October itself, like during the uni time. It's all based on LinkedIn, no application, nothing. They just networked, someone referred, and boom, there's job. So when things like this happen, you just start to lose your confidence no matter what you do. You just start to doubt yourself. So that's when I thought, okay, grad jobs is something that I should try. And then I had a pretty good conversation with you back in Jan. And then I decided. So I think March is the time, March end, I came to you. And then the first thing we did was revise the resume. And I had a dream of Big Four. Like, I wanted to get into Big Four, and that too in Adelaide, because I was trying to make a move from Melbourne to Adelaide. So I felt this is the right platform for me. So I came, and then my resume just got polished like crazy level. Why I say this is because after that, when I started applying, at least I was getting a reason why I was rejected. Initially, no response, nothing. It's just like you just send applications, that's it. But later, they were specifying, okay, we want someone with residency, citizenship. With the student visa, no, we are not hiring. At least they were specifying that. That made me like little okay, fine. This is not my fault. It is the visa one. There are certain things that is not in your hands. You just got to accept it. And then it just went forward. Like I did not do like one resume for all the company. What I learned from grad jobs is like you need to tweak and change every resume, like for every job role, and it needs to suit. That was the best practice according to me, and I used to change everything according to the role, and then it just got selected. And the first one, like I just applied today, in next day I got a call for interview. So that was the thing. So for me, the major thing was the resume. That was where I lacked, and it is important how you market yourself. And I learned that from you, and you are the best in that. Yeah, definitely, because you have the skills, but if you don't showcase them, you're not going anywhere. I mean, that is one thing I learned a lot. I have experience, 3 years of experience, but no one is seeing that. As you said, recruiters don't usually have a lot of time with the 5 or 10 seconds they have. They just want to see what they want to see. So it's very important to have the right resume. And then, yes, calls. I started getting calls. And the next part was like preparing for interview. I remember I did 2 3 sessions with you. Like you were so helpful and accommodating. Like even one day before, if I came to you and said, okay, I have an interview tomorrow, you just made that practice possible. And like again, when they were used to ask, tell me about yourself, I just used to say like 1 or 2 lines and be done with it. You showed me how to actually say things that are in resume and take the interview how you want. That was like really helpful. And then they were interested in knowing a lot more with what I say in tell me about yourself part. So that is again one thing I learned from you. So that's when I started clearing rounds and went further. Maybe that left a lasting impression with one of the recruiter, because even though I did not get selected for that role, they hired a much experienced person. They came back and gave me another role, data analyst role. It's that. And with the current job, the one thing they were really impressed with was the application process. Where I am not sure what was that called, the particular document.
The key selection criteria?
Yes, key selection criteria.
Yeah,
yes,
I remember
yes.
that.
And yeah, I had never heard of something like that. And another thing with this job is I did not submit that when I submitted my application. There's, the deadline was at 12 and I submitted at 11:55 p.m. Like just in time, I just submitted it. And the very next day, I got a mail that we are impressed with the profile, but there is no key selection criteria. Could you please send that within so and so? I mean, Nobody do it. Like nobody does that. It's like okay, they don't have that. Okay, reject it. They'll just move further. I think why they held up with that is like it because of the powerful resume. They saw something in the resume, so they just wanted to explore more. That's what I feel.
Mm.
And then you just took out a lot of time on that and helped me write all the key selection criteria. And I had no clue how to write that. And then, yeah, it was a painful job, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I just sent them that and they got back. They loved your key selection criteria and they just pushed me
Wasn't
to.
mine. Wasn't mine. It was yours.
Oh
We
no.
worked on it. We worked on it together.
But I don't want to take the credit for that alone. So, yeah.
I want you to
And
take credit for it. It was a joint effort, I would say.
sure. Okay. So yes, they moved me to interview and rest all you know. So there was no turning back or going back from then. I was really happy. I mean, okay, someone is actually selecting me now after so much of effort. So yeah, that was it.
Wow, that was uh, very good story. Captured my attention that whole time. It's good. So, how soon after the interview did they make you the offer? Did it take them long?
With okay, the one with my private company, she called me in the afternoon. She set up an interview the next day, the very next day, with the managers and her team. I finished interview like an hour later. She called me. We just loved you and we want to make an offer. And with the government one, they had said they have like a few more people to get it done with. Max to max by week, they'll get back to me. So that was just after 3 days, she got back to me and she told there's an offer for me. It was pretty quick. It did not take a lot of time like the before ones. I think uh, you'll know when they just come back if you don't get a response for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Somewhere you should know, okay, this is not, you have to keep trying. You just can't be in the hopes of that one particular job. So yeah, that's what I personally experienced because during Feb and March, I had interviewed for two companies. I just kept waiting, but no response even after the multiple follow-up mails. But here it was pretty quick. You'll know.
Mm. Yeah, it's nice when that happens when they're sure of you and it's just like bang, here's the
Yeah.
offer letter. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's very good. Amazing. And what else can we cover? Would you, now that you've gone through this process, so you graduated in December,
Mm-hmm.
then in late March you started with me.
Yeah.
When was the first offer?
The actual offer,
Yeah, I probably got
May,
it in my spreadsheet,
oh,
but
May 26th.
how do you know all this stuff? Have you
I remember.
got photographic memory?
Yeah, I remember what exactly happened that day, and I was just talking to my friend. I said, okay, the interview is done, and it was her birthday that day. And then we were just talking, and there was a call waiting. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a call from unknown number. Just let me, put you on hold. Give me a minute, I said, and I picked up. It was from that particular manager, and she said, you're hired. And then, yes, she was like, this is the best birthday gift ever. She said, and I'm like, yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
So
The first
good.
one was, yeah, May 26th, and the second was on June 3rd.
Okay, so pretty close. Yeah, they're pretty close to each other. Hey, it's
Yeah.
funny, isn't it, how that happens sometimes? You kind of people go from very quickly from I don't know if I'm ever going to get a job to
Actually,
which one should I pick? Should I negotiate this salary? Things like that.
yeah.
Okay, cool. what else do we need to cover? There was something else I was going to say. Oh, yes. You were referred to the grad jobs program, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I was referred by two people.
Oh, were you?
I reached out to Prerit first. I saw his beautiful post on LinkedIn, how he got into PwC. That was very catching, that caption.
Yeah.
Because I could relate to it because every night when I used to finish my part-time job and come to Flinders Street railway station, I just used to stand and look at all the big logos. We have like all the companies in South Bank in Melbourne, you must be knowing. So at night they all used to be lit, and I used to wonder, okay, when will I get into something like this? I mean, it's a dream for every graduates, I feel. So yeah, and something like that, very similar, he had written in his post that yeah, he used to be one of that, and now he works at PwC. That caught my attention. So, and then I reached out to him. I started talking like what was his approach and everything, and I saw his resume that made a lot of difference, like when compared it to mine, and that was very helpful. And I asked him like, how do you know the grad jobs and how was your experience? He gave a very positive feedback and nice suggestions, and he recommended like 10 on 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 on 10. Yeah. But why not? I mean, any one of us would do 10 on 10. So,
That's
yeah.
nice.
So that's when I had a initial strategic session.
Got it.
So yeah, and then I signed up with you, and then when I actually came to grad jobs and saw the alumni or the people who are already there, I saw Dhanshekaran, who was from the same university. So I just called him up, and he was very helpful, and to spend some time and talk to me over the things that he did and how you actually helped, because I was pretty not sure like what to do next. Like I have this kind of habit that, okay, am I bothering too much, like should I send message or not? These things happen. He is like, no, you should just reach out to him, even though you might think it's a silly doubt. There's no silly or stupid. You just have to talk to him. That's what he told me, and that was a very valuable suggestion according to me. That's when like I started increasing all my questions and grad jobs, and started reaching out to you even for the minor things. So, and even he likes, I think he recommends grad jobs for whoever he knows, because I've got a very positive feedback from him as well. These are the two people like I know and have spoke with. Dan Shekaran I know little more like personally, because we used to stay somewhere like very close to each other's house during uni, so I know, so I could trust. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good feedback for me, because I think they're both data analysts at PwC as well, aren't they?
Yeah, both of them.
The whole
Yes.
crew's analyzing data together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's funny you say that. I think that's the biggest things I tell my clients whenever they join. I just tell them, please ask me every question.
Exactly.
That's the biggest mistake I probably had. Well, one of them growing up. Like, I'd be in school in the classroom and I'd be like, what? What are you talking about? And then I would never ask the question, and as a result I just kind of got more and more behind. And now I just ask the silliest things. And even when I was in consulting, I would just ask questions all the time to clients to just make sure I really understood things. And although you might, like, I wouldn't worry about coming across silly, because in the end you're going to know things better and you're going to deliver better results.
Yeah, I think that is one thing I should still practice that even here. I'm kind of not doing that much, but
Mm.
it is very important you ask questions. Certain things that can be solved in one day would take you 3 days if you don't ask and if you don't understand what really you need to deliver. So I'm slowly improving, and on that part, I mean, thanks to you, thanks to that jobs. I mean, I could just post whatever I want and then just text you whenever I need it. You were like so helpful at all the times, and you would get back to me. So that was really helpful. Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you for the kind words. But I will also say that you were and still are fantastic to work with. So because you're, I mean, you've obviously got a bit of the experience internationally as well. So you've obviously done this. You know, you've worked as a professional,
Yeah.
and I've just found you so. Like obviously you're going to always get results. I mean, by following the right process because you've got the right work ethic. I think you're genuinely a kind person. Like you want what's best for the employer, for yourself. Um, you have a nice vibe about you as well. So I mean, all these things make it a very nice experience for me. Helping you. It's been great.
That's very kind of you to say that. Thank you. It's my pleasure working with you all the time. So, yeah.
No problem at all. All right. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but we'll finish it off maybe
Sure.
with some advice. So, a lot of people watching this are probably students or graduates. They're probably looking for jobs and they haven't got one yet, or maybe they're interested in getting it. Following in your footsteps.
Okay.
What would be your biggest tips now that you've secured a good job?
Okay. I think for me, what kept me going was you have to be positive. I am not saying that, okay, you, even if things are not going right, you you do that fake positivity and bring in everything. No, I'm not saying that. I mean, just don't lose that hope or confidence and never doubt yourself. That is one thing every one of us in that particular situation, we tend to become that, not having a proper confidence level. Maybe you start comparing with others. uh, I beg you not to do that. Please don't compare yourself to anybody. Your day will come for sure. I mean, anything can happen. What kept me going was every day I just used to wake up, anything can happen. It can be true, like anything can happen, and that's where it happened. Like one day, like you have no job, like no calls, no interviews, nothing. All of a sudden it just came in my way. If it's yours, it will be yours, even if it takes time. Even if they say, okay, you graduated in December, does it take like 4 months, 5 months, 6 months to get a job? It can take any number of days. One person can secure in one day, the same person can get it after 6 months or 8 months, but you will get a job. You will eventually get a job if you put the right work, and don't lose that hope. Just believe in yourself, keep doing what you're doing, and don't be so hard on yourself. I know people tend to do that, but no, it's okay what you're doing. And just don't sit and hope for it. Rather do something about it. Even if you just apply one job a day, some days if you can't make it to five, just do the bare minimum. It's just that keep doing. Just don't stop it. You will get a job, be it an international student or PR, whatever the conditions, it will change. Anything can happen and you will get a job. That's what I would say to whoever is searching job, or yeah, in this journey.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. And finally, now that
Yeah.
you've made it, what
Yeah.
was it all worth it? All the hard work, the hours, the everything.
Totally, totally. I mean, I don't know. There are like endless nights. I've just cried and went back to sleep. I mean, what is happening? Because it takes a toll on your mental health. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I was all like perfect and yeah, I'm doing this, this will happen. I was like that, but at certain times you do go low at some point. You need to cheer up on your own and get back yourself and do what it's needed. And when I'm finally working at a job, like now where I am, when I look back, it is totally worth like every day because I know what it took to be here. Even with the slightest inconvenience I have with my job, I would not complain about it because this is what you wanted. So you have it now. You should be grateful. Like, just be grateful about the things you have in your life. And I think that will give you more and more in your life. This is my personal mantra. Like, I don't know whether it works for others or not. You just have to appreciate what you have. And I am very grateful for my job, which I have today. I mean, that is all because of what I went through. If I'm asked whether I'll be ready to do that all over again, I would say yes any day. I'm okay. I will do it. It's like that.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah.
I'm really glad it's all been worth it, and and
Yeah.
congratulations again. You know, I'm sure this is just the beginning for you. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm sure if they aren't already, recruiters are jumping all over your LinkedIn. Um, and if they're not, they will be soon.
Yeah.
And thanks for taking the time today. Really, really appreciate it. I think this will be really valuable and motivational for a lot of people out there. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. I'll see you later, everyone. Thanks for watching.